Welcome back to the Don't Write That Book podcast, where you can learn how to write your bestseller and own your authorship. Follow along with us as we give you an insider's view of the book industry. Now, here are your hosts, myself, Mike Michalowicz, and AJ Harper. I love when an episode starts with, well, that's what you asked for. So
it is. I mean, you said, I want to do an episode on author bios because we said we would do it. And then we didn't. Which happens sometimes. We get excited and then we forget.
You know what happens behind the scenes is we text each other saying, oh, here's a topic, here's an idea. And sometimes in episodes we say, oh, we got to talk about this at some future point. And I got to take a responsibility for actually tracking when we say we're going to do something, because we say we'll get to it and then don't listen, or I forget.
I try to remember. So if you're listening and we promised you an episode that you really wanted and we haven't done it yet, just email us and you can be naggy. It's all right.
That's perfect. So it's team episodes. For the first time ever, on the team episode, I have it highlighted to actually, right when we finish today's recordings, to reach out to Aaron to line that up with our teams. And yeah, let them have their discussion. You're listening to Don't Write That Book. This is episode 109. We're going to talk about author bios. AJ and I write books together, and she writes them independently. I would never do something without AJ. The newest book we worked on is called The Money Habit.
But you did My Money Bunnies.
I did a children's book by myself. I shouldn't say by myself, with a team that helps with illustrations and construct.
I know that person.
Oh, do you?
Do you know that's
Evie? Oh gosh, I can't remember her last name.
So, do you want to hear a funny story about it?
Yeah.
We're both in Selena Sue's group, and we have she organizes these quarterly pods.
Oh, cool.
And so there's maybe 4. So there's a big group, and then there's small groups in the pod. And I'm in this pod and I'm researching. They send you an email and says, here's who's in your pod. And I go look and I see, and looking at Evie, who y'all does children's books based on thought leader. Like she does them she started out with, who did, this is perimenopause. This is what's happening.
Oh, Todd Herman. She did Alter Ego.
Todd Herman. She started with Alter Ego, where she did a children's book version of Alter Ego. And so I'm going on her site and I'm going, oh, how cool. And then I see My Money Bunnies and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
The two of us are in. I didn't even know about her. And we ended up in the same pod, which is probably on purpose for Selena connecting us in that way. But isn't that funny that we met that way? And she's the only other person who's worked with you on a book like that.
Correct. So
she is so awesome. I just love her.
She's amazing. I want to give her
what a sweetheart too.
And she's sweet. So it's Evie is spelled EEVI.
Yes.
Last name is Jones. So eviejones.com. And she specializes in children's books. And she gets all the illustrations, the structure. She'll, even if you want to do ghost writing or co-writing. And I told her we got to do co-writing because I don't really understand the flow of a book. And I was the first person to do a co-write with her. So she said, oh, this is what it should be as a ghost. And I said, oh, that's not my voice. I said, it's got to be my voice. And so I rewrote sections. And so some of the rhymes are imperfect, but it's the exact words I would use. And she's like, okay, let's do it. And out came the book.
She's wonderful. So if you have a business book or a personal growth book and you want a children's, kind of offshoot of it, she's a really good resource.
One last little related thing, but this isn't author bios yet, is the most challenging keynote of my life was in front of like a 3rd grade class reading that book. Because I read the first page and I'm kind of acting out, and then one of the hands goes up and I go, oh, question? He goes, yeah. Why is your nose so big?
Was that a real question?
Yeah. I'm like, genetics, my dad had a big nose. And my mom's nose was a little pointier, so I got a pointy big nose. And he's like, thank you. I'm like, that was a good question. Any other questions?
Just facts.
Why do you?
So listen, you've been showing, well, we didn't do our intros. Sorry, I'm getting off track.
AJ Harper, I love your nose. You got a nice nose.
Okay. Thank you.
What about you? Mike Michalowicz.
Well, what I admire about you is that you're going to take that stuff in stride. Somebody says you got a big nose. It doesn't really faze you.
I think it's great.
Yeah, I love that about you. I love that about you.
What I found, I think why I don't get fazed by much at all is life is so precious because none of it matters. Like 100 years from now, I don't think anyone's going to remember my name. My books may be long gone. Maybe that's true for you too. But I know it's true for most of us. I'm not a history buff, and therefore I'm reading history books to see if I can become buffed on it. And I don't remember any of the names. There's a couple key names like throughout life's histories that stick around. But for 99.99999% of us, we'll be forgotten. So I said, okay, so nothing really matters. And therefore, everything matters in the moment because it's the one little flash that I'm able to observe. So when he's like, you got a big nose, I'm like, that's awesome. I do.
But that's part of the reason why you can get out there. I mean, in our last episode, we talked about the last 2 episodes, we talked about what keeps us from finishing and perfectionism and how do you know you're done? And I think that that's because you're not really concerned. You're willing to do more things, try more things.
Yeah, that could be it.
I really believe that. So you've been doing show and tell for the last couple episodes because we got instructions from Adela that we need to do more show things because we're on YouTube now.
She's just waiting. How you waited when we did that? Yeah. So our YouTube channel.
I have show and tell.
Our YouTube channel. Just go to Don't Write That Book on YouTube and please follow and subscribe. Oh, what is that show and tell?
Okay, so this is what I'm holding up a troll doll, but I call him King Troll because he is painted gold and he also has a diamond belly ring and he's glued to this like piece of mirror. I bought it on Etsy for $30. King Troll. And those of you who follow me know, it says, I never read the bottom. It says your gold anniversary troll doll is a limited edition collector's item. I didn't even know. But I bought this dude. He sits on my desk because he represents the inner critic. If you've read my book, you know I call them inner critic trolls. And most of the people in my community get their own troll dolls. And I keep them there to remind me that the troll is like a coworker that's with me all the time. And really only shows up if I'm making something cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
And to make sure that I keep it silly because it's not personal, as Steve Pressfield says. And so since it's not personal, I try to just like be, this epic king troll right here reminds me that that's not anything to do with me, really. It's just what happens when you make stuff. And I think if we try to avoid the inner critic or affirm our way out of the inner critic, it actually gets worse. So it's better to just embrace it. Be like, great, reporting for duty. That means I'm making something. All good. So since you were doing show and tell earlier, I was like, what do I have?
Yeah, you got something cool there.
I got King Troll.
So follow us on the YouTube channel. Don't Write That Book. And please do hit the notification bell and the subscription option. As you were saying that, I got an order in for the collector's edition. So you said that was a collector's edition troll. The Money Habit, a marketing technique that you can use for your own book, is the ARCs, which stands for Advanced Reader Copy, which is typically distributed exclusively to media outlets, can also be distributed to early readers, early adopters. And so we have a collector's edition. We did 250 units, and Anju from Liberty Hill, Texas, just picked up a copy. So, Anju, if you're listening, thank you. I doubt you are. But I want to encourage people to do that. That's been significant for us in raising awareness for the book, getting content out there early, and also using the funds that we're generating to support subsequent marketing of the book. So
I put it in my newsletter, and I think it's a really cool thing that other authors can go look at the offer and see if you can also emulate that for yourself.
Yeah. R&D.
The offer is really good. There's a lot of good juice in there, not just the book itself.
That's right. So why do authors struggle with bios in the first place, AJ?
I mean, I think it's probably more about the perfectionism. They aren't sure what's different about an author bio versus the bio that they might have professionally. They just aren't sure, what are the rules? What am I supposed to do? And so it's intimidating.
Should we start off with the rules, or do you want to? How do you want to tackle today's episode?
I want to start with my pet peeves.
Okay, then lay those on me.
I'm feeling pet peeves right now, especially because although my wife just delivered coffee to me in between recording these episodes, there's oat milk in it.
Oh, come on! She's better than that.
I don't think it's her fault because we are closing up, and I imagine we probably ran out, and so we're not going to get new half and half because we leave tomorrow. But that's a pet peeve is oat milk. But I'm drinking it anyway because caffeine is good.
So what?
Pet peeves about bios. Number 1, holding back because you're afraid you're bragging. So not listing really relevant things that would help people understand why you are a credible person or an awesome person or whatever they need to believe that they should listen to you and read the book you wrote. Leaving stuff out. I've had authors who are afraid of that. And so they leave out important things. And then the opposite side of that, which is deliberately bragging. So leaving stuff out because you're afraid you're bragging, that's a pet peeve. Mm-hmm. And then actually bragging is a pet peeve. Boasting. And usually it's where you see adjectives and superlatives. Oh. So one of my favorites, one of my most common slash and burns is so-and-so is a sought after something. Mm-hmm. Usually sought after speaker.
Yeah.
Take sought after out, people. Take it out. Scratch it. Most popular. You rewrote your bio and I did this. I went through and pulled out, you had the word popular in there 3 times.
Because I want to be popular.
You had popular in there 3 times.
Really? Oh, so to your point, an author writes their own bio. So I didn't go to an external party. I write my own bio because I know my story the best. And then went to you for critical feedback. So what do you do instead of popular? Did you just scratch out popular?
Erase, not instead.
So instead of it saying Mike is a popular speaker, Mike is a speaker. As an example,
I think we ended up with internationally. No, main stage keynoter. That's way more significant than popular. You had popular main stage keynoter. Just erase the adjectives, people. Just go through and take them out. Do not replace them with anything.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is make it factual because I am a main stage keynote, but don't make it, I guess, with superlatives or objective or
take
trying
out
to
all the adjectives.
If you're trying to trigger an emotion or persuade, that's it. Make it factual. Don't try to persuade the reader into getting a sense of or a feeling that you're a big deal. Maybe.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Take them out. And also too long. I think sometimes people go on. And what they do is they start in a linear way. This is another way that they go wrong. They start at the beginning. I was born. not quite at I was born, but they always start with education.
Yeah.
I went to college here and then I went there and then here's my first job and then's my next job. No one cares.
We did an episode on back covers and you went into bios on back covers, particularly on the difference between hardcover and soft cover. And I challenged you in the episode. I didn't challenge you. I asked you, I said, how do we make my bio 1 sentence? And you did in 1 sentence.
I did?
Yeah. Mike is an author of multiple entrepreneurial books, including Profit First, and is a main stage speaker.
Yeah.
It's yeah, I mean, it's perfect.
Here's the thing. If you're a really successful person, one or 2 sentences is enough. So if you're not quite where you want to be successfully, 1 and 2 sentences is also enough.
Yeah.
But the problem is we try to make bios that sound impressive and all we end up sounding is, bloated and insecure.
Why is an author bio different than other forms of bios?
We're persuading a reader to read something we wrote, that we have a perspective and life or work experience that is relevant. Or if it's fiction, that, again, life or work experience, but also point of view. So in fiction, you want a little personality in your bio. You want to feel like the kind of like flavor of this author in the bio, which you can also adopt for nonfiction.
Would you give me an example of that flavor for a fiction author?
Like if you started with a belief, right? Like AJ Harper does not believe in ghosts, but she does believe in demons.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah. No,
not true, by the way. Neither of those things are true. But, you know, what would that teach you if I said, if you read AJ Harper does not believe in ghosts, but she does believe in demons?
So I could put AJ Harper knows it's a fact that oat milk and coffee do not belong together.
Right. Both of those things, what do they tell you though? It gives you like a flavor of, if I wrote fantasy, mystery, thriller, horror, like if I was a horror writer, then you might like, does not believe in ghosts, but she does believe in demons. But also, even if I wasn't, like if I was writing, say, essays, you would be intrigued by me if you would get kind of like my vibe, if that was my vibe. That's not my vibe. My vibe is AJ does not believe in oat milk. That's more my vibe. It's a little cheeky.
Yeah.
Right? If I want a cheeky vibe, you'd have to first decide what's your vibe, what's your deal, how do you want to sound? I call it immutable characteristics. It's a play off of immutable laws.
I like that.
So first you have to decide what that is, and then you can tweak your bio. So it's less relevant for nonfiction, although you could deploy that if that's what you want to do. But for fiction, it is important.
Other things that separate author bios from like a standard bio?
Well, you're not trying to get hired for a job or to get business, you know?
Right.
So you don't have to put a lot of the stuff in that you think you need to put in.
That's just it. It's a lot less than you think.
Yeah.
I think if people are inspired to learn more about the author, they'll look into it. You know, I like to equate our craft to others. And I think when I consume like a movie, did I say it already on the air? Spinal Tap 2 I watched. Have I shared that?
Oh, did you? I knew you were going to.
My God, it is so
You love it?
good.
Okay.
It matches Spinal Tap 1. It is so.
I didn't even know it came out yet.
Oh yeah, it just came out. And it's so connected. It flows. So it came out in October, and it just flows. And it's, to me, just as funny. It is such memorable moments. But here's the thing. My point is, for even a movie I love that much, I'm not looking into the actors' backgrounds. I'm not like, what was, I don't even know, Christopher Guest. Tell me all about Christopher Guest.
Genius.
He's a genius. But I'm not like researching all out about Christopher Guest. I know he exists. I know his a one-line bio. He acted in Spinal Tap and a couple other great movies. But I do have the freedom, if I want to immerse myself, to learn all about his history. And I think that's like an author too, is your book is the performance, and you effectively are one of the characters, not in the book, but the creator of this. You may the producer of the movie is the better choice of words. People won't be compelled to learn that much about you. It's the book they're interested in, not you. And I think we have to go with that understanding and give people the outlet if they want to learn about us. There's other media platforms for that.
Yeah.
Are there different types of author bios, or is it just, one and done?
Yeah. I mean, there's the bio that you put in your proposal, which is going to be longer, and it's going to, the goal is that's not for the reader. I mean, the proposal is for agents and publishers to decide if they want to sign you. And so your bio is going to be more, it's going to be longer. It's going to encompass more of your relevant experience, but also show them your sphere of influence so that they are sure that not only are you credible to write this, but that you actually have the ability to sell it. And so, yeah, that's a different kind of bio than you might put anywhere else. Your proposal bio might be the only one that exists just like that because of the purpose of it. I mean, that's the thing. You have to think about the purpose.
Yes, that's gold. The proposal bias, I think what I'm trying to do, and we still write proposals. We wrote one Do we write one for the Money Habit? Now I actually don't.
No.
But
Dude, no, you don't still write proposals. You do not. You write a fundamentals, basically what you want to do, and we give an outline, and then a little bit about your marketing plan or how it fits with the business.
That's absolutely true.
No,
right.
You
We don't
are
write
not
the full
submitting
proposal.
a 60-page proposal.
No, you're totally right. That's totally right. So, as a new author, we wrote proposals that deeply went into my background to show my credibility and and a future ability. We, through the simplified imprint, but also through the work we're doing, like agency work, Penned with Purpose, we represent other authors. And I remember Dr. Amy Apigian, her book's out now. It's called The Biology of Trauma. It's an amazing read. It's a continual top-selling book. I think it's like overall BSR, best-selling ranking on Amazon, is I think like 3,000 to 2,000, like consistently. It's like Profit First, and getting better. When we did her proposal, we detailed out all of her reasons why she has credibility and ability with this book. The other thing is, and the publishing house for this is Ben Bella, they said, we've never seen this in a proposal, is a letter from the author. So it wasn't just, Dr. Amy Apigian's great at this and has this experience background. She wrote a letter of why this was important to her, and this book must be successful, how it's a furtherance of a mission she's on to serve people that are stuck in trauma. And they said, we've never seen that. So that's part of your bio is actually, it's not part of your bio. Part of the opportunity in a proposal is to extend on your bio with your almost personal plea.
I think mission is an easy way to do it. I mean, one of the things I tell authors is, let's rewrite your bio from scratch, but instead of saying you are 5 different things, which is another pet peeve is when it says Mike Michalowicz is an author, speaker, business owner, coach, teacher, massage therapist.
And good father. Everyone always ends that one. And great dad.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's like you having 5 jobs does not, you think adding the job adds gravitas. It actually takes away. It takes away, y'all. Nobody wants to work with somebody or believes you can handle this when you are 5 different things. And if you are a speaker, you don't have to say speaker. You can just reference that you keynote on a main stage. I don't need to first say speaker in the first line of the bio. If I'm going to reference that, you're an internationally renowned speaker, which I would probably never say renowned, but is a main stage keynoter, or speaks at corporate audiences such as, right?
Yeah.
Kraft, Disney, whatever, right? A Fortune 500 speaker. Whatever you want to say, you don't need to also say it in the open. You do not need to say author if you are the author of the book.
I love when your voice changes like
Mike
that.
Michalowicz is an author. Duh.
Yeah.
You're holding the book.
Yeah.
You don't have to say coach and consultant and this and that.
Yeah.
One thing. Okay. Or maybe 2 tops. Okay. If they're really distinctive. Like, for instance, in mine, I am an editor and a publishing strategist. And the reason I added publishing strategist is because editors are not always able to do that. It's a specialized skill. But I could put author, ghostwriter, teacher. I could put a bunch of stuff, speaker. I'm not going to do it. It actually it waters down your credibility. But what if you flip it? This is what I tell authors to do, and rewrite the bio from scratch and lead with mission. Mike Michalowicz is on a mission to eradicate entrepreneurial poverty. Start there. And if you're not going to, at least start with who you are now or where you are going, right? Don't do all the things from the past. It's just, and so you can do the first paragraph with where you're going and now, who you serve, what are you doing, what's going on. And then the second paragraph, if you need to go back up to the past and show that you do have a degree to support that and you have helped 1,000 people do this or whatever, right? You did have this big corporate job that helped you with XYZ, or you were part of this big research project. I don't know, whatever it is, that's second paragraph, not first. Don't be linear. Start with now and future and then do the backstory.
Let's go into additional things. We talked about the proposal. What are other variants of bios that you use? Like, what are the outlets for
your
those?
website's going to be different because, again, you don't want that kind of corporate-y bio. You could have one on there for download. You could have a couple different. I recommend you do have a couple different length and style bios that are available for download. But write a personal bio that's a little bit more of your story.
I would argue to use your marquee pieces if you do multiple. So I have 10 book titles, and I don't say Mike is author of Toilet Paper Entrepreneur, The Pumpkin Plan, Surge. I would say, what is your one or two marquee pieces? Profit First, The Pumpkin Plan.
Yeah, because in my bio it says I'm co-writer to Mike Michalowicz, author of Profit First, Clockwork, and other books.
Yeah, that's how you do it. For some reason, when I go on stage, so another place to use your bio is for speaking. So when you go on stage, give the person introducing you a printed introduction and keep it to 3 sentences max. And sometimes they don't take that PDF that we send to them and they just read it off the website, and they're not reading the speaker bio, they're reading a bio that just identifies all the different things. So on the website, we do say Mike is the author of the following books, The Toilet Paper Entrepreneur, link, Surge, the link, the Pumpkin Plan, link. So it goes through all of them. So some people actually read that off on stage. And I'll tell you, my eyes start bleeding and my ears start ringing when I hear someone read this. And it can be like 2 minutes of someone reading this bio. And it's like, this is the worst introduction ever.
So what do? You just make sure you hand it to them?
Well, yeah, make sure I hand it to them. Sometimes they mess it up. So then you got to have a response to that. So I'll go on stage and say, that bio, that guy sounds like a total jerk.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's my introduction. And to unwind that, but have a speaker bio. So website bio, speaker bio, other bios?
Social media. You only have sometimes a few characters.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're not kidding. Like LinkedIn is a good example. Like your bio, it's like a subtitle, author, speaker, and maybe one other thing you can squeeze in there.
Yeah. So are you ready for that? And what's your, if you're still on X, which I'm not anymore, you have a certain number of characters. What's your bio on Instagram? What's your bio on TikTok? Those are shorter. Are you ready to go with that stuff?
Yeah.
Then if you've got your bio on your book itself, this is a major pet peeve. I see this with self-published authors all the time. The back cover, it's a paperback.
Yeah.
Whole bio.
I know.
Whole dang freaking bio.
I think it was episode.
What are you doing?
Episode 90 something, I think. We talk about back covers. You go on this rant. You get so fired up about
what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, there is only so much space. That is precious, precious space on the back cover of especially a paperback where you don't have a dust jacket with flaps. Readers do not want a bunch of dense words when they've turned the cover over to read the back. And then you're wasting your precious space on putting your whole dang bio. Do 1 to 2 sentences. And I mean short, not with a lot of commas and semicolons. Just do a really short bio on the back and then do your interior bio longer. So you obviously need those. However, if you do have a hardcover with a dust jacket, that's fine. Then you can do a longer-ish bio on the flat. That was the one that had popular until we changed it.
Other locations, well, I guess the interior.
Yeah, we just mentioned the interior page. You could go longer on the interior page. You can do what you want there. That's fine. If anyone's actually reading it at that point, quite frankly, they're done with the book.
And then any other locations for bios?
I mean, yeah, there's always a place for a bio. So my advice is to always do different length bios and have them kind of at the ready.
Yeah.
So that you can adjust quickly when someone needs it. For example, when I was a publisher, when we would submit for, different distribution channels, we would have character limits on bios. So now I'm going back and adjusting and tweaking this dang bio. So just get it ready. If you're self-publishing, just get these different lengths ready so that you're not delaying things because you are nervous about adjusting your bio.
I want to give a little shout out to Sandy Waggett. She's the one who I talked about her a couple episodes back, who does website branding and so forth for authors. And she listens to our show, and she found a couple links in our show that was not working and gave us a heads up so that we could activate those. So I know not related to bios, but I just didn't want to forget it. Anything else on bio front?
I mean, it's ever evolving. So there's no perfect, but I think if you follow some of these rules, like take out those adjectives and superlatives, start with who you are now, start with mission, start with who you are and where you're going, and don't start with the past. Make sure that you're including big accomplishments that are relevant. The other thing is relevant experience for authorship. A bunch of stuff is not relevant. If you're writing a memoir about a personal experience, your corporate bio does not fit. It's not relevant. And it's also life experience for authors. Authors' life experience is relevant, just like professional experience.
Got it. Love it. If you get a chance, you can go to MikeMichalowicz.com or MikeMotorbike.com and check out the speaking page. It's like a media page, and you can get samples of all the bios, the variants we have, the different lengths. And then InfiniteUse.com is Sandy's website where she's AI-atizing authors. So you have a way to put your content out there. Reminder, the Money Habit is out there. So go to your favorite retail platform. I'd be honored for you to pick up a copy. It serves me because you get a copy, but I'll tell you, I think it's the best. I always think it's our best work. I think this is our best work.
I mean, that's the goal, right?
That's the goal. Every book should be the best. And this will transform you, I truly believe, within 24 hours of how you experience money. And I know this because I am doing live readings, which is a new marketing for me method. So for 3 consecutive weeks, I'm reading the book live and answering questions and stuff. And so I did a reading last night, and I asked people about the first step, which they took only the day prior. And the feedback in the chat was, I feel lighter. I feel in control. I feel better. So they're not rich as a result. That's not the goal of this book. This isn't like, rich overnight. What the book is to get this confidence overnight and to put control around your money. And that's the feedback. So I think if you get the Money Habit, you'll experience that. And gosh, every author, every person needs to control their income, because you can only perform outwardly effectively if you don't have stress over money. And there's other components too, but money is such a common stressor. AJ, is your workshop, that January workshop, still available, or is it too late?
Yeah,
now?
January 16th and 17th, the authorship planning workshop. And it's to help authors plan 2026 to meet their goals in terms of thinking about all the different aspects of authorship and how do you fit it in a way that makes sense for you in a custom way. All the different things are developing your book, writing it, editing it, getting it published, marketing it, launching it, monetizing it. Those are all different lanes, and we have to figure out how to navigate and when to get in and out of those lanes. So you can go to ajharper.com and you can use the code DWTB to get $50 off that event. But wait a minute now, you're about to close. I do readings, right? I do Monday night readings. Yeah. So I'm excited that you're doing readings as well.
Yeah.
I have figured out a perfect system for readings that also generates massive reviews and sales.
Oh.
So I've been perfecting this for years now. And now every time we have a Monday night reading, we're getting big bumps in sales, but we're getting insane numbers of reviews. Because I have a system. So if you want, we could do an episode on how do you do it.
I want.
Yeah.
I want to know it. Well, we don't have enough time offline today, but I want to know that because that would support me. But let's do an episode. Actually, talking about episodes, I texted you. I want to do one on the Money Habit. I don't think we talk enough about the finances of authorship and how to manage it. So I think we could give them some tools. And I had one other idea I sent to you too. So I know those in the coffer. But next week, we're going to talk about writing supportive content for your book.
This is a big question. A lot of people ask us about this, actually.
Could you build out the frame a little bit? What is supportive content exactly?
Articles, columns, newsletters. Like, what else are you writing? Maybe also bonus material. So what else do you need to write besides the book to support the book?
Talking about the book in this space is called Write a Must Read. I spoke to an author.
You say this every single episode.
What?
And I appreciate you.
Oh, because it is. I was speaking with an author who I won't disclose their name. And I said, well, what do you think about Write a Must Read? I didn't even say, have you read it? What do you think about it? And they're like, I didn't read it. I'm like, what? I made the biggest scene, hamming it up a little bit.
A little hammy.
And I'm like, you haven't read it? It's like, we cannot talk any further. And I had them in front of me open up their preferred platform, their retail.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, buy this book. And then I said, let's talk. His initials are RD. So RD, if you're listening in, we're meeting up pretty soon. You better have got that book and be reading it. Also, you know this, we have website resources for you, but have you visited our website yet? It's DWTBpodcast.com. Tons of content for you. Plus, you can get on our subscriber or email list where AJ will send you a ton of stuff she's prepared. It'll keep you posted of what's going on. We have some kind of cool sizzle coming down the road. And if you have questions, comments, if you want to check out our imprint with for entrepreneurial authors called Simplified, just email us at hello@dwtbpodcast.com. Adela is on top of those emails like a fly on honey or whatever flies. It flies around anything. So a fly on a dead carcass.
Fly on anything.
Like a fly on a dead carcass.
Oh,
as opposed
nice.
to a living carcass. That was kind of redundant. You would have cut that out. You would have said, Mike, this is a fly on a carcass, not a dead carcass.
Let's just go on. Let's just go on from the carcass.
Please don't write that book. Write the greatest book you can.